Still a little tired though. Okay, and here we go. It's the best of 5 series in the playoff decider in between Rage and Who. It's Hans War on double Green Arabia. Very unusual for DM. We haven't seen it before in any tournament or in any rated games. So quite exciting matchup. Who, of course, in the red in the south of the map, and in the north of the map we have Rage, also known QueNDi Rage, also known as Wayne, also as the Huns, of course. First thing first will be what the players will go for as a kind of a build-up. Seems like who's going for a full barracks on one side, and on the other side is going stable and barracks, so more like a standard build-up on one side and the more of an unusual full barrack build on the other with a castle. So it's not playing it like I've seen it before. Just pushing on both sides. I guess he will go for a one-sided push, maybe with market even, and just defend on this side with halberdiers and castles. Wayne is going for a more standard approach, I guess. He's going for a lot of barracks, of course, but on both sides he's going for ranges, he's going for stables, and also an early castle as well. You can't really go for too much ranges on either side because you will run out of gold too fast, and you will have more barracks than usual. In a normal Hans build-up we will have like 6 barracks, but on this 2TC start you have like 12. But about the same amount of stables because you don't have more gold. And the market on this map doesn't have too much of an impact as on like normal Arabia, for example, because you have more gold to fall back on first of all, and you have quicker population. So you have like you can have like 200 population in 4 minutes if you do it correctly. Very nice start from both players here, as you can see. Wayne or Rage already moving out on the map very nicely, trying to take control of the middle. And here comes a huge push on one side for Who. Already a nice defensive castle here from Rage, and he might even fend this off pretty easily. But as you can see, 6 stables, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 archery ranges and 6 barracks on one side. So 666 on one side with forward siege workshops, and on the other he has basically barracks and siege workshops. I like this strategy actually. This is a very nice build-up. It's basically a very defensive build-up on one side and a very aggressive build-up on the other. And I've sometimes seen players even turn this one to a one Arabia, a 1TC Arabia, when they both clean out both sides. But I really like Who's decision making or strategy on this map here. It's very hard to combat this halberdier siege ram strat if you don't have enough army protecting your stuff. Basically, you need a lot of CA and castles to really make this not worth for the other player. Let's see. The middle fight here seems to be going pretty nicely for Wayne or Rage. Excuse me if I ever say Wayne, but that's how it's called in the DM community. It's kind of a stalemate, and this side might even get cleaned out here by Who. Rage doesn't really have anything to combat this on this side of the map. He's now bringing in more halberdiers and more CA maybe, but seems like he's okay for now. He will just clean the siege rams off with the halberdiers and chase off the rest. So what's going on in the middle? Very nice big army here from Who. Rage always pretty much at the top limit, also trying to bring some raiding in. How about the economy? Rage with 60 villages, going for the golds all over the map, and Who with 56, so they're pretty much even at this point in time. Nice raiding here from Rage. Well, not really, he didn't kill anything yet, a few villages, but that's about it. But pretty important the middle here. The middle here is very important with about 3 goals all in the that center of the map. By who? Who? Who is winning? Who? Who? Who is winning? Alright, enough of that. Now, seems like Who is preparing a big push in the middle. And this might even be a successful push here. He has a lot of halberdiers, he has a lot of CA, a lot of more army and paladins coming in to help as well. So he should push this castle pretty easily, I think. I don't know where Wayne's army is here on the side, just killing buildings, doing jack shit, basically. He needs his army in the center. I don't know what he's doing here. This castle will fall inevitably, and so will the villages here. And if Who claims this hill, it's very hard to gain it back, as well as this center, which is very important. And yeah, this could be game. Actually, if Rage is not careful, this game could slip out of hand very, very quickly. His army is still fighting buildings, hacking down until it burns. But I don't see Rage holding this ever. He will lose this one side if he's not careful. Now, another army coming from the back, but Who has just so much army? It's 109 to 94, and keep in mind that Rage's army is more spread out all over the map. And also still here, hacking down buildings. Oh, but nice engagement here coming from behind. Rage killing a lot of CA, trapping them, and now it's just mostly halberdiers with rams in the mix, and these should get killed quite quickly. Still a lot of loss of economy here for Rage. It's now evened out pretty much in villages, and he's even losing more and more. But let's see how the game develops. If you look at the resources, it's nearly no wood, no food, and a lot of gold actually for Rage. On the other hand, we have Who. He has double the gold, more wood, and he needs to develop a farm economy though. And I don't think he has any. He has 4 farms at the moment. But he needs more to maintain a paladin production and halberdier production. Wake up, Clem. Alright, it's still early for me. It's still early for me. I don't. Alright, the center is still in the hands of Who. But yeah, he's getting pushed a little, but it's not really anything to worry about for him. Only thing that Who has to worry about at the moment is basically a farm economy. That's about it. The rest is in his hands. He should build a castle here. He doesn't have to stone it for that, but if he can, he should secure this hill with siege workshops, a castle. And if you don't have a stone for a castle, you should build siege workshops just to build something. Claim this hill as yours. Nice CA rating still coming in from Rage. Who not really paying attention to it, but now, of course, very stressful game on Al Arabia. Very nice from both players here. This game could go on for quite some time. Rage though falling behind in villages quite significantly, trying to build up an economy as well. Let's look at his resources. Oh, his resources are quite nice as well. Both struggling on the food and wood side. Gold seems to be pretty much abundant at this stage. Let's see. So it seems like the game has calmed down a little bit. Both players taking it a little bit more slowly. And Rage seems to be preparing a push here. Maybe even trying to snipe this whole economy from Who here. From who? From who? This is so stupid. Alright. I'm using my podcaster voice, I guess so. It's still early for me. I hope you will apologize for that. I have to apologize for that, but yeah. A nice push here coming in from Rage, but this army will basically die to Tarkans and CA pretty quickly. He won't even snipe this castle, I think. Or will he? That would be quite nice, a quite nice snipe. Nope. This castle stands. Nice rating, still coming in though not really doing much at all. Okay, I will stop to make these Who jokes, alright. Now, another push coming in from Who on the like left side of the map, with a lot of siege rams, a lot of CA, a lot of Tarkans actually. While Rage is pushing a second base in the right side from Who, and still taking out a lot of buildings. And yeah, right, so losing a lot of ground here for Who, but Who still has the center, which has a lot of gold in it. Oh, I should adjust my scrolling speed. No, it's not your bad, Leo, man. I do these jokes. I did these jokes for a long time in Rayleigh games. It was quite fun. Alright, seems like Who can manage to push this base. Who is really good at double Arabia, surprisingly. Better than single Arabia in my opinion. But nice surround yet again from Rage here, pushing Who right back. And Who now down to 60 military, he's at a 20 military disadvantage. And still pushing on the other side. It's kind of a back and forth on both sides. When the one is pushing on the one side, the other one is pushing on the other side and getting pushed back on the one side. So it's a pretty back and forth game and I like it. Double Arabia is an exciting game, especially with Huns. So trying to I even see rage walling. I never saw rage walling before. By the way, nice raiding here, killing few gold villagers, but that's not too bad. If Rage recognizes it, yeah, he's now recognized it. And now Rage nicely trying to push the middle here, taking it out with traps. Seems like Who doesn't have enough army to really combat this at the moment, because he's pushing on the other side. Of course, north and center. If one is pushing one side, the other is pushing the other. It's pretty much base trade scenario on both sides every time. How do you call the units of Who? Months. Alright. Whatever. Okay. So, the center seems to be reclaimed by Rage, who now needs to secure this a little bit, maybe with a castle here. A castle here would be so nice because it was pretty much cover all of Who's production, who is now walling the center. So Rage can't go through to his economy that easily. But now it seems like Rage has focused his attention on the south side, where most of Who's economy is. So if he manages to push this, this could be gain for Rage. And also getting a nice surround here on this army. This castle might not stand for long or even stand at all. So there's a lot of army loss here for Who is now pushing it then at the north side. And this push won't work against those three castles though, and there's still siege rams in the mix and a few paladins to snipe the siege rams. So this push won't work. The middle has been reclaimed yet again by Who, and the push in the south side should be working here for Rage. He has a nice gold army, nice paladins and CA, versus a few halberdiers who won't stand for long. And this castle won't stand for long either, because of the trebuchets firing on it. And now that the golds on the sides run out, this center here is all of a sudden getting really important, and Hu nailing it down with 2 castles already. Very nice play here from Hu. But also these golds here in the middle claimed by Rage. And then the main fight will focus around these 4 golds now. Pretty much in between those castles. Those 2 castles. But this castle won't go up because of the other castle. He might even place it here. Would be a nice decision. Yep. Yeah, rip villages, I guess. And those production buildings got taken down now. And now the main fight will basically be centered around these castles. And if Rage manages to get these castles down, maybe place a castle here, this game could be over. So, I think Rage should have this in the bag. Let's look at whose resources. They even look quite nicely actually. It seems like he is planning to get us around here. But only with halberdiers, it could be quite costly for Hu. So, we have trebuchets. Now, he needs to take out this second castle and secure this middle here and this center here with another castle, and he will win basically. He's going for another castle right at the gold here, taking out a lot of villages, gold villages. Who are now tasked to get to another gold mine, but they will all die. But yes, whose army? He has 70 military, but I don't see it. It's mostly in halberdiers. Yeah, it's basically all halberdiers. Which is not a nice combo here in late game with the full gold army of Rage here. There's a lot of villages going down for Hu as well. He's down to 90. And the golds have been secured yet again for Rage. Though this castle will fall, but another castle coming right up for Rage, securing the middle. All these trebuchets now will fire down to these castles, rain hell down on these production buildings. And then it might be game. Oh, nice! He is sniping all the trebuchets with C-trams. But of course I don't want to call it too early. But I don't see how Hu can combat this now without any gold. Doesn't have any gold left. I don't think there's any gold left on the map. Except for the middle. Oh no, there is actually in Rage's base, but that's not helping Hu at all. And now Hu is basically spamming trash against the full gold army. Which you can't really win. Except if you have, like, double the military. That's not the case. And there's the GG from Hu. Very nice game, very entertaining, I liked it. So it's 1-0 in the best of 5 series. Between Rage and Hu. And now we have a Mongol war on the home map of loser of game 1, and it's Prairie. Oh, nice. You like the Hu jokes in the chat, don't you? Really like the Hu jokes. And Prairie, I don't know if you know Prairie, but it's basically in Arabia, a very open Arabia, with only a few forests, and you start with 2 hussars. And Mongols on Prairie can be a really exciting match. And there's no hills, of course, no hills on Prairie. Even ground. Mongol War could be a long game as well. And then we have Goth on the home map of winner of game 1. Seems like they GB'd for whatever reason. Maybe Rage doesn't have the maps. Oh, he might have dropped. Oh, okay. Yep. Seems like who dropped or something like that. I don't know. How do you write spontaneously? I think that's it. Okay. Okay. Oh, they're starting now. Spectator countdown is going down. And we are ready to go. I actually forgot to adjust scrolling speed, but I guess it should be fine. Mongol War on Prairie between Rage and Who. In the kind of north or the right side of the map, we have in the blue Rage from QueNDi, and we have Who in the south side on Prairie. Both Mongols in this best of 5 series of the Playoff Decider in the DM World Cup. First game, Double Arabia Huns was of course won by Mr. Rage, and very nice wall of fear by Who already. He's making quite an effort to avoid those hussars and getting raided by both of these hussars. Of course, on Prairie you start with 2 hussars, and it's basically an Arabia, a flat Arabia, with of course no hills. And already castle now coming up for Who. His start is really kind of slowed down by his own building placement, basically. And I don't know if I'm too I don't know if I like this. I like this building placement. He's doing a lot of stables to wall everything off, but I don't know if it's really worth it, because in population he's quite behind already, and it's only 2 more villages basically. So this allows Rage basically to go very aggressive, and there's already the forward siege workshop from him. And his build up is much faster than the one from Who, because Who enclosed himself pretty neatly actually. Let's see. More and more camels coming down for Rage. It's 45 to 30 population at the moment. Nice lead here for Rage. A lot more military. It's 37 to 20. Nearly double the military now. And the forward siege workshop. Siege rams coming in out as well. So Rage wants to go very aggressive here. Doing a lot of siege rams, doing a lot of camels. Producing from all 5 stables. Now coming in to the Mangadai production as well. Already having 2 TCs up. Now placing castles on these very crucial gold points as well. So let's see. We might even see a fast game here if Who is not careful here, because it's nearly double the military for Rage. But also Rage should be careful not to waste too much of these camels to the castles, of course. There's the siege rams coming out already, and they will take down the siege workshops quite fast. And this might be this might be GG quite soon if Who is not careful. Very nice aggressive play here from Rage. Of course, keep in mind that that was Who's home map, so the Mongol Civ was not chosen by Rage, but the Prairie was chosen by Who. Of course, Siege Onagers very nice defense, and Mangadai very nice defense against the Siege Rams, so it's very hard to push on early against the Mongols, of course, because firstly because of the castles, and secondly because of the Siege Onagers, and then thirdly because of the Mangadai who take down Siege very fast. So nice defense here, nice hold from Who is pushing Rage right back. And now, oh, nice onager shot here on the camels, another onager shot. A lot of units taken down from Rage for basically nothing here. But nice build up, very nice forward here from Rage. So he's not really giving Who any free space to push. Who has to push this Who name. Who has to push basically through all of these buildings before he can really gain ground back. But as you can see, Who also building forward siege workshops. You don't really want to be behind on the siege production here. Siege owners is very viable, of course, in this scenario with all Mangadai, and they can really change a game in a matter of seconds. With a good siege owner shot or like miscontrol of a Mangadai. Who now bringing in the raiding, a little bit of a miscontrol here from villagers from Rage. Who bringing in the raiding. But all of these Hussars get taken down by castles. While that is going on, the middle fight seems to be turning out quite nicely. I'll do chat off. Wait a second. Seems to be turning out quite nicely here for Mr. Rage. So how is the economy development going? Rage is 70 villages in comparison to only 22 from Who. And that's why I said that Rage's macro game is pretty good. I think the strengths of Rage are pretty much his macro game. So he's not really letting you macro at all. He's not letting you getting anything of the map. You know, you see how he's kind of enclosing Who in this little space here. And also while not losing the middle fight. But he's doing right. He's doing just this at the moment. Losing the middle fight quite significantly. And losing the middle fight quite significantly. And he should be careful not to get pushed too much in the middle, but he can always fall back on these castles in the middle. Of course, this style has its downsides. You're spread out a lot, and you have a lot more. He has a lot more villagers at the moment, so he needs to be careful not to get pushed too much in the middle, because you can pretty much straight up lose to a middle push if you're not careful. Now units coming in trying to raid the main goal, I guess, but I think that's a little bit of a waste for who. He's attacking straight into the town center, straight into the castle, straight into more units. So he should GP from there, and he's doing kind of exactly that. Yeah, he's doing exactly that. No, he's fighting. He's deciding to fight. And half of his army is just patrolling, just standing there like chilling, doing nothing. Now he's GPing. And they lost a lot of Mangudai through this engagement. Now, is Hu secure in this middle? Not quite yet. He's not placing anything on those middle grounds. And he has these units on stand ground. Now he's attacking. No, he's GBing. Oh, these units. He lost so many units. Raiding through here, and now he's down to 90 population. He still doesn't really have an economy. He lost most of his army. How are his resources looking? He doesn't have any food whatsoever. He's not placing farms, but is still getting raided by these Mangudai. Nice raiding here coming in from Rage. So even though he pushed the middle now, Rage is still looking in a formidable position, because Hu basically wasted all of his army trying to raid and not really concentrated on a middle push here. The thing was that Rage was really in a dangerous spot because he didn't have any siege workshops up. So no siege launcher production for him. Now, Hu is trying to secure this gold spot, but there's nothing really left in this gold here. Rage seems to be gotten all this gold as well already. So I think this should be Rage's game. Because eventually Hu will run out of his gold spots, and you already see that they are overcrowded. And more raiding him coming in from the sides. And also this one Mangudai still denying the advancements on the map from Hu. And the Mangudai might even take down this castle. I'll keep an eye on that. Would be devastating for Hu if it doesn't cancel that. Relics. What about the relics? I think Rage has only one relic yet, but he is trying to take all of them. Okay, he cancelled the castle. Nice decision. From Hu? Alright. Rage's resources are looking formidable. I like that. And now he's coming in with more siege rams, and there's no army whatsoever. He recognized that all of Hu's army is on the side, trying to snipe his little army, and now he's pushing. And that's a very nice fight here for Rage, though he didn't bring as much siege rams as I would have expected from this push, but he's doing another castle in the front and closing Hu even further, who is now placing his castle down on the side quite nicely. But there's another brigade of Mangudai and siege onagers coming in, waiting to snipe all of these villagers, denying this castle once more. Ah, this must be so frustrating to play for Hu. Trebuchet coming out now for Rage. He will try to snipe down all of these castles. The only thing pretty much that keeps Hu alive at the moment. Mangudai are really hard to control in this castle fire. They tend to be very suicidal. I think cavalry archers of whatever type can be really suicidal at times. Running into castles, dying like pigs. Hu's resources are actually quite nice, better than I expected them to be. But he's still at a 50 villagers advantage while having the same military. He has nice amounts of gold, but they could be used up quite soon if he's not really winning anything. But now he's trying to refocus his attention. Okay, is he trying to go for a base trade here? He has lots of Mangudais, but it seems like he's going for kind of a base trade scenario. But I think he can only lose this because okay, he's winning this fight. This is quite nice. This is quite nice for Hu, but a base trade scenario is not the best thing for Hu, because he can't really fall back on economy while Rage can. And that was a awful fight. That was an awful fight for Rage. Wow. But who's still losing his castles on the front. But still, that was a devastating fight for Rage. That was a pretty huge mistake for him to make. And I think maybe who should GP all of his Mangudai and no, not against those siege archers. But he will lose all of his castles pretty much. There's nothing really he can do. And if he loses a castle as a Mongol player, it's pretty much over. There's nothing you can do. And now he's trying to go in, but all of these siege archers will take down those Mangudai and then will be game over. I guess there will be the GG from coming in from Hu quite soon, because he will now lose all of his Mangudai. He lost most of his castles, and he's down to 115 population. Will lose most of his villages here at the gold. There's no more gold to mine out on the map, because Rage has already mined all of those. So nice fight here for Rage, for once. For once he has a nice fight. And this is the rest of Hu's army, and they will die. So I don't know what his plans. Yeah, GG. GG. Well played by Rage. It's 2-0 in the best of 5 series. And now it will be game 3 on the home map of the winner of game 1, which would be Rage, of course, and it will be a Goth War. Weird start by Hu. Yeah, you're right. You saw he had a plan. He wanted to pretty much disturb. Disturb Rage's start with the Hussars while not getting raided himself, but it didn't really work out for him because he didn't slow down Rage that much. He didn't slow down Rage at all, actually. So he was at a disadvantage doing his kind of weird stable start with falling in stuff. I mean, he clearly had an advantage. Or a plan. I guess it will be Green Arabia. I would be surprised if it wasn't, to be honest. Alright, alright, alright. So Rage asked what graveyard map he's taking, which version, and it's version 1. Um, I think so. It will be graveyards, which is kind of an interesting map. Very spread out, a lot of relics. Macro is important. Be quite interesting gods on graveyards. But as we've seen, Rage has a much better start than Who for the most part. So it could be also a quite fast game. Goth War at the start is very important. And also how many villages you snipe from the opponent, how much map you take, and then of course denying your enemy from spreading out his economy, getting out a food economy, which is the most important part of the Goth War. That gum, you wanted Green Arabia. Well, it will be graveyards, which is a more hilly version of Green Arabia and more gold spread out and more relics, basically. But let's get into the game, shall we? So in the north, in this best of 5 series, we have Rage in the blue, and let's do Alt G. Alt G in the red. In the south, we have Who. Also, as the Goths, it's Goth War on graveyards, and as you can see, graveyards a very hilly map, a lot of hills in the center, a lot of golds spread out all over the map, and of course relics, 12 relics in total, and if you get most of the relics, you basically win, and this first villager is getting sniped already here from Rage. Nice, denying the Siege Workshop, an early Siege Workshop. And now the Huskar rating is already coming in. Very stressful start in the Goth War. You basically do 4 to 5 barracks, mostly 5 barracks, and then just spam houses, getting in a siege workshops, doing Huskars, doing champions, and then going from there with scorpions, and then trying to take the map, trying to take control, trying to get better fights in, trying to develop your farm economy, which is the most important part in the Goth War, of course, as I mentioned before. And now it's about sniping villages, not letting your opponent get too much population. Already sniping a scorpion as well, very nice. Scorpions, of course, only dangerous in huge groups for the infantry, especially the Huskars. There's also different approaches to Goth War. I've seen some players only go for Huskars at all, and Scorpions. I've seen, mostly players switching to champions quite early. I've also seen some players go for hand cannoneers, which was more usual back in the day, I think, if I remember correctly, from Kellen's words. But seems like Rage has a significant advantage yet again in the early game. 120 to 80 population at the moment. He's housed now, but seems what is but who is housed as well, so quite nice here for Rage, who is attacking on the side. Very nice approach here to the gold, and also sniping more and more villagers here from who has now 7 villagers when these two get killed, so they're both pretty much even on the villager numbers. And this fight could go quite nicely for Who because he has this hill here, but should be careful because the Scorpion's coming in. Nice backtrack here from Rage, also sniping this one villager. Hey ho. No, he's just dragging. Alright, he's just dragging a lot of army to from this fight away. That's quite nice. And now he's sniping the villagers. Very nice play from Rage here. He's already taking control most of the map, making for barracks in both sides. That's a very common thing you see. Barracks on both sides of the map streaming in to disturb the enemy's economy. And the center is now being claimed by Mr. Rage. And I think he has a very nice position here at the moment. But he's still housed. Okay, now he's doing more houses. He's already doing his farm economy, which is quite nice. No TCs up yet for Who. He's still running on 1 TC. It's 12 to 5 villages, and now he's trying to do a castle here, I think. Trying to secure this hill. But more and more army coming in from Rage. This could be a rollover, basically. For Rage. Now the first castle now coming up for Who. He doesn't have a second TC yet. How is his resources looking? They're looking quite good. His gold is not looking too well, but he can always gather that if he decides to make a TC. But he doesn't really have space. He really lacks space to develop any economy. He's now making more siege workshops, but what he really needs is TCs in villages, because he can't hold for much longer here. If there's an onager here raining down on these scorpions, that would be devastating. I really hope to see an onager here. Nice raiding though coming in as well, a counter raid. And now the first disease finally coming up for Who, but there's these hostiles because Rage of course doing these forward barracks. Now he's doing a castle here on the pretty much only spot where Who can really develop an economy. And oh my god, what is this gathering point from Who? Is just letting his champions get slaughtered by these hostiles. Now he's aware of that, but he wasted a lot of units here. It seems like now Rage is kind of focusing his attention on the center again. There's a lot of scorpions. Oh my god, all these Huskars getting cut down, maybe? Nope. Huskars, of course, doing quite nicely against pure scorpions because of the high PS armor. Oh, that's mesmerizing. I like this scorpion patrol. That looks so nice with the onagers. Oh. Okay, this castle standing strong. Nothing really that can threaten it, apart from this ram here coming in. But there's more and more army coming in from Rage as well. And his economy is looking great already. And one onager could, or 2 onagers could basically cut down this whole scorpion patrolling staff here. But he's not doing any onagers, quite sadly. And Who kind of ran out of gold here. And I don't like the decision of... Oh, now there's an onager. There's an onager. There's the onager. This could be devastating. Hello, Jeanette. How are you doing? Good morning. Yeah, I don't think that Who has really a chance of coming back into this game. He has 25 villages, half the military, which is mostly siege, and is really lacking gold and farm economy at this point. And he's still losing this side. He's losing both sides of his map. The center is completely unfocused at this moment in time. And what are these guys waiting for? Okay. Now, who is pushing out with his scorpions and his onagers? He seems to recognize that he has to do something, and that's quite a nice engagement here for him. The onagers not really getting a shot off on these scorpions, so these scorpions just devastate Rage's army here. Rage, of course, trying to get as many relics in as possible, and now even trying to destroy all of whose houses. Is Who producing any military? Nope, none at all. I guess he recognizes that his food pretty much needs to go into villager production, but what are scorpions supposed to do against castles? And there's a GG. Well played by Rage. And it's 3-0. And who goes through to the silver bracket? And Rage advances into the round of 16. Thank you everybody for watching in this very spontaneous stream. I need to go, and thank you everybody, and tune in for more DM World Cup games in this week and in the following weeks. Bye.